fire. We can go brighter than the sun. Turn up your volume. The default on Facebook is to have you muted, so you need to turn it on. Welcome to another Mindset Breakthroughs Day with Sandra Bravo in Gold Coast of Australia. I'm excited that you're here today and I want to get to know you. So whether you are watching this live or on the replay afterwards, I want to know your name. I want to know where you're watching from. As I said, my name is Sandra Bravo. I am with Success Resources and Tony Robbins. I am in Gold Coast of Australia and I've got my muse and companion over here. Her name is Chloe. She's the queen of the house. And I'm very excited today because today we're going to be talking about encouragement versus praise. What's the difference? You might be wondering, and we're going to learn that. But just by the way, very quickly, have you got your UPW virtual ticket yet? If you have not, go to bringthefreedom.com, and get your life changing UPW virtual ticket. Now is the time to get it. And so let's talk about encouragement versus praise. As I said, let me know your name, where you're joining me from, because even though I don't get distracted with the chat right now, because I want to be present and focused with you, I do read all of the comments afterwards and respond to them individually myself. So I want to get to know you. Tell me about you, okay? And, just let me know what your breakthroughs are every day as you're watching these lives, and let me know what was the biggest, the most impactful thing that I might have said that triggered something, that changed something, that gave you a distinction, or that shifted something in your mindset. So let me know. Now, encouragement versus praise. What's the difference? You might wonder. Well, let me tell you that with encouragement, you're focusing your words on the positive action, the behavior, or improving the thing that you would like to promote rather than on the result. When you're focusing on the result, you're pretty much training people to become needy of the praise. Because what happens is the praise, the recognition, the acknowledgement, they're all external sources. Can you see that? So, and as human beings, that's our default. So we can very easily become addicted to needing that versus focusing on the inside. Because if we're just doing something to get the praise, the acknowledgement, the hey, well done from somebody else, that's not a good enough reason to drive us. Because what happens is when we're not feeling good with ourselves, when we haven't got that internal motivation, when our self-esteem and our confidence is down, and you don't have the external factors to hey, keep going, you're doing awesome, well done, all of that, then guess what? You're not going to have the drive to get yourself going when things are tough. So training yourself to have that internal drive, that internal motivation, is what keeps your self-esteem high and healthy, and is the thing that gets you through the tough times, especially right now. I mean, 2020 has been tough. And as human beings, it's very easily, because it's the default of the subconscious, to go and focus on the losses, on the lack, on what's not there, rather than focusing on the positive, on what you have, on what there is to come, right? So, and I know even for myself this year, I've been telling myself, oh my God, 2020 has been a tough year. And then I realized, why am I saying that? Oh, and it was a big shift to me. It's like, I know why, because I've been focusing on the lack, the losses, the limitation. I thought, oh my God, after 20 years of traveling, after being on stages all over the world, doing seminars and speaking, I realized, wow, for the first time in 20 years, I've been home for 6 months straight. That's never happened in the last 20 years of my life. The longest that I've been home has probably been 2 months, maybe 3, but typically it's only 3 to 4 weeks before I go into the next trip, right? So this time, for the very first time in 20 years, I've been home for 6 months straight. No seminars, no traveling, and my intimate relationship fell apart. My daddy passed away. And so now you can see how it would be easy for me to go, oh, 2020 is just being the worst year of my life, right? Because I was choosing to just focus on what's not there, the lack, the limitation, the losses, rather than focusing on, oh my God, like lockdown has been amazing. I don't have to wear high heels on a stage and end up with sore, swollen feet at the end of the day, right? I can do everything virtual. I mean, I can focus on what's right. And what's right is, how lucky and blessed am I that I have a business that allow me to pivot in a way where it hasn't affected my bottom line at all, because I continue to mentor my clients, I continue to speak, I continue to inspire, I continue to do all the things that I was doing on physical stages. I am now doing them virtually. And what benefits come with that? Well, I am home spending a lot more quality time with my kids, my two girls, Alana and Brianna, whom I just love and adore with all my heart. They're my life. As you can tell, I probably light up when I talk about them. I can get to spend a lot of quality time. I've been starting to do sports that normally I wouldn't have had time to do. I used to just go to the gym or swim. And now it's like I can go for runs around the lake. I started doing golf. I started doing tennis. I'm doing sports with my kids, not just separately. We get to spend a lot of time together. It allowed me to have my older daughter, Alana, who's 13, to start doing distance education. It's a private school that is virtual, and they've been doing it for 8 years. So they're way ahead of the game from anyone else. And of course, it requires some supervision. So I've been blessed enough that I'm home and, all the time to be able to supervise her and make sure that she's adapting, because it's the first time she does it. And don't get me wrong, she's amazing. Like, she's learning to manage her time, to do her to-do list, her calendar appointments and all of that, right? But again, if I had been traveling, she probably wouldn't have been able to do distance education, because I wouldn't have been here to guide her and supervise her and allow her to do all that. I wouldn't have learned to play golf. I wouldn't be playing tennis with my kids. I wouldn't be having all the quality time that I have with them. I wouldn't be able to go for my 4K run around the lake with my puppy every morning, right? So many great things. Catching up with friends that I hadn't seen for ages. Getting myself a social life for a change, because before it was like traveling, and whenever I was home, I was just fully dedicated to my kids anyway. So I rarely gave myself the time to have a social life. And now I get the time to play sports, to have quality time with my kids, to give myself a social life, to go out with my friends, to do the odd lunch and dinner and breakfast, and and the gift, that how blessed I am to have a business that allows me the flexibility to run it from home, that allows me the flexibility to choose to go and play golf on a Tuesday morning because I can run my business whatever hours I want, whenever I want, right? I can book my clients whenever it's suitable for both of us. And so I live in an amazing house that, 7 bedrooms, giant pool, spa, sauna, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, gym, you name it. And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it to give you a really life example of how easily it is to let ourselves go and focus on what's wrong, what's not there, what's lacking, what have we lost? Because that's what I was doing. I was focusing on, I decided to end my intimate relationship. My daddy passed away. My seminars are not happening anymore. I am not flying and traveling and jet setting all over the world. That's what I was focusing on. So of course I was going to feel miserable and have this sense of loss, right? But then the minute that I became aware, and this is the thing, awareness is the first step to change. When you become aware, I went, wow, what are you doing, Sandra? Like, let's shift that focus. And that's when I went, look, I have a dream house that I always wanted to have. And, I'm so proud of myself as a single mom to be able to own that house. I drive my dream car, a Tesla X. I get to have my kids in private schooling. I get to have an amazing business that brings so much joy and fulfillment, because I get to change a lot of people's lives, and it provides an amazing lifestyle for myself and my kids. And I just went, I have so many things to be grateful for. Like, why on earth would I be silly enough to focus on what's negative, right? So what are you doing? I love to hear from you. Have you been focusing on what's wrong? on the things that you don't have, on what's lacking? Or have you been making yourself aware, catching yourself when you're doing that, and shifting your focus to put your attention on what you do have, and feeling blessed and grateful for the things you do have, and focusing in the future, in the present, on the things that are yet to come, on the excitement and the joy of all the amazing things that happen during your day to day, right? So this is the thing, as human beings, when you're praising someone constantly, whether it's a team member, whether it's your staff, whether it's your kids, you train them to be seeking that constant praise in order to get themselves motivated. So instead, for example, and if you've noticed, I'm always relating like kids and parents with business owners and staff, right? Because they're very similar. They're very similar. A lot of the life skills that you have to apply in both are very similar. So this is the thing. Every time I hire someone new or I train someone for my team, you know, of course, at the beginning it's very frustrating because they're learning, they're adapting, they're fitting into the team. And so sometimes it's just like, you know, I'm very impatient. So I can easily go like, oh my God, they're never going to get it. But you know what? If I choose to focus on all the things they're not yet doing right, I'm never going to get them to be the dream team member that I want to have, right? So one thing that I've trained myself really good to be is to be giving them that encouragement. So when they do something right, instead of praising them, I am focusing on the effort, on you know, like my daughter, for example, prime example today, she was doing a Japanese assignment, and it took her a long time. You know, it was like 2 hours. She finished it, and she's like, "Mom, look." And I didn't praise the result of what she did. I praised the effort that she put in. And I said, wow, I saw how hard you worked for that. I saw the amount of time and effort that you put into it. Are you proud of yourself? And when they ask me, are you proud of me? I always say, well, most importantly, are you proud of yourself? Because I want to wire into the cellular system that the praise or recognition must come from within, from inside, so that they don't become dependent of the external praise and you know, yeah, well done, and recognition and all of that, because that's shallow. That's our ego needing that, right? But the real spiritual you, if you want to succeed in business, in relationships, in life, you want all of that to come from within. That's what's going to keep your self-esteem high and healthy. So, you know, same with my team members. As I'm training them, of course, I'm not going to be happy with all of the results the first couple of weeks, because they're learning, they're adapting, they're, you know, fitting in. So I make myself very conscious to be encouraging them, and to be acknowledging the effort that they put in, the trying, you know, I know sometimes I put them in really uncomfortable sales situations on the phone, or getting them to use word tracks that they're not used to. And I know it's awkward for them, and it doesn't even come right the first 1, 2, or 3 times, but I acknowledge and recognize the effort that they put in, the courage that they had to put themselves into that situation, and to be willing to give it a shot and to try. And that's a big difference, because then the result doesn't matter. Is the process that they're putting themselves through that really matters. And you know, you probably heard this, it's not about obtaining the goal, it's about the destination, the journey of obtaining that goal. How many times you wanted something in life, by the time you got it, you're like, oh, it's not a big deal, right? And the truth is because it was about the process of who you become in the process of getting the thing that you want, right? So same with my team. If I'm not getting the results from them that I expect straight away, no problem. I choose to focus on the effort that they're putting in. Are they willing? Do they have the right attitude? Of course. If they're not willing, if they're whinging, if they don't want to do it, if they, you know, they're negative and pessimistic, well, that's a whole different thing. And you know what? I don't want that energy in my team anyway. We're all about mindset and leadership, right? So, but if they have the attitude, the willingness, they're doing it despite how hard it is, despite not getting it right, then that's what I focus on, encouraging them. So that now they're excited, because now they forgot that the result was a little bit, you know, lousy. For now, it will get better. but now they feel good with themselves that they tried, and they're willing to keep trying and trying, because you know what it's like, right? The more you do it, the better you become at it. So again, whether you have team members, staff, colleagues, kids, try it. I encourage you to try it for yourself. Remember, I only teach you things that I apply for myself and give me the results. So all I can say is whatever I say doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. All I encourage you to do is try it for yourself, and you'll see the results. And if it doesn't work for you, fine, put it aside, learn something else. If it works, boom, big win, right? So what have you been focusing on this year with the pandemic? I know that probably 9 out of 10 people I talk to, they've been through tough times, whether it's personal, through their jobs, their businesses, their relationships, whatever it is. And yes, you have the option to focus on all the things that haven't gone right, but you also have the option to focus on all the things that are going right and that can improve for you. And trust me on this one. It is way more worth it to put your energy and attention on the things that are working, the things that are going to get better, than the yesterday, you know? That was the last movie that's done and dusted. There's no point. So I want to hear from you. What are the things that you have been complaining or focusing on that you know are not empowering you, and that you're now going to change so that you can start focusing on the things that are good for you, that are going to make you feel better, that are going to help you raise your vibration of energy, right? Now, if everything else fails, I have a survival kit for you, but I'm going to give it to you tomorrow. I'm gonna leave you hanging. So I want you to be here tomorrow at the same place, same time, and I'm gonna share with you a very powerful survival kit, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. 7 pieces where when everything else fails, boom, you have your survival kit. I'm very excited to share it with you. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, same place, same time, to learn my survival kit. And for now, I'm just gonna ask you, because Tony Robbins, the man, the legend himself, is the master at teaching you how to focus on what's right. He actually teaches during Unleash Your Power Within, his UPW virtual event, three magical steps on how to change your focus immediately to get the result that you want. So if you haven't yet, I encourage you to register for Unleash Your Power Within UPW virtual, September or October. Choose your dates. You can go to bringthefreedom.com. I look forward to seeing you there. On behalf of Success Resources, Tony Robbins, and myself, Sandra Bravo, signing off from Gold Coast, Australia. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same place, same time. We are young, so we set their wall on fire. See you tomorrow.